The Cowboys' 2026 draft is already sparking debates across the NFL. Analysts are divided, fans are furious, and some picks could change the fate of the entire team. From risky rookies to controversial selections, this draft isn't what anyone expected, and it might just rewrite Dallas' season entirely. But one pick has everyone questioning the front office's strategy. The Cowboys' first-round decision in the 2026 draft has already sent shockwaves across the NFL. Fans expected a quarterback move to shore up a room full of question marks behind Don Bland, but instead, the front office made a bold play for cornerback Gerard McCoy. Some see it as a brilliant defensive gamble. Others are calling it a gamble too far. McCoy isn't just any corner. He's a player with elite tape from 2024, recording 4 interceptions and 9 passes defensed, a physical, smooth-moving athlete who could instantly scare opposing quarterbacks. But there's a catch. He missed all of 2025 after a torn ACL, and his medical history has analysts divided. Is Dallas confident enough in his recovery to invest a first-round pick, or is this a roll of the dice that could backfire spectacularly? The timing of this selection adds another layer of intrigue. ESPN's mock was released before McCoy's recent pro day, where he reportedly answered several lingering questions about his mobility and conditioning. Yet some scouts remain skeptical. Can a rookie corner step into a team that's already juggling defensive pieces like Jalen Thompson, P.J. Locke, and veteran hooker? Is there even room for McCoy to make a meaningful impact immediately, or will he be eased in as the season progresses? These questions aren't just academic, they're central to whether Dallas' defensive strategy will pay off or collapse under pressure. And then there's the fan reaction. Social media is buzzing with speculation, hot takes, and conflicting opinions. Some believe McCoy could become the Cowboys' shutdown corner for years to come. Others warn that drafting him over a quarterback could haunt the team for multiple seasons. The narrative is already forming. Hero or misstep, savior or costly gamble, McCoy's first-round selection has everyone talking. But what McCoy showed at Pro Day might completely flip this debate, and not everyone saw it coming. After taking a cornerback with the first-round pick, the Cowboys didn't stop there. They immediately turned their attention to safety, signaling a clear strategy for the future. Enter Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, a hybrid defender who could redefine Dallas' secondary. Analysts are calling him a long-term safety solution, someone capable of stepping into multiple roles from the box to deep coverage, even a potential nickel option. On paper, he's the kind of athlete coaches dream about. 9 career forced fumbles, downhill tackling ability, and the speed to chase plays sideline to sideline. But the question is simple. Can he fit into a defense already stocked with Jalen Thompson, P.J. Locke, and veteran hooker? Or is the Cowboys' front office stacking pieces without a coherent plan? Warren's strengths are obvious. He's physical, aggressive, and instinctive in reading passing lanes. His ability to create turnovers could change games in a heartbeat, but there's uncertainty too. Can he truly adapt to a hybrid role? Will he thrive as a nickel safety, or is that a skill set better suited for a pure corner or linebacker? Analysts note that versatility can be a double-edged sword. A player who does many things may master none, especially if the defensive scheme doesn't fully accommodate him. And that's the drama for Dallas. They're betting not just on talent, but on smart deployment. If the coaches can unlock Warren's potential, he could be a game changer. If not, he risks becoming another piece lost in a crowded secondary. Fans are divided. Social media is ablaze with speculation, from those convinced Warren is the steal of the draft, to skeptics warning that the Cowboys are overloading a position at the expense of others. The debate has already spilled into locker room chatter, with insiders hinting at questions about fit and playing time. Every move in this safety shuffle feels magnified because one misstep could ripple across the entire defensive unit. Some experts believe Warren could quietly become the most impactful rookie on defense, and if he does, no one will see it coming. The Cowboys' third-round pick, Harold Perkins, has instantly become one of the most talked-about selections of the 2026 draft. A linebacker with elite athleticism, Perkins is the kind of player who can make highlight reel plays on any given Sunday. He moves with rare speed for his size, chases down ball carriers sideline to sideline, and has sub-package pass rush potential that could give opposing offenses nightmares. On paper, he's a perfect fit opposite Marvion Overshawn, a dynamic duo designed to pressure quarterbacks and disrupt plays in the backfield. But the drama starts when you dig deeper. Perkins is what scouts call a tweener, a player who doesn't fit neatly into a traditional linebacker or edge rusher role. He's not quite built for full-time edge rushing, yet some question his ability to cover tight ends consistently. That leaves Dallas with a tricky question. How do you maximize his rare talents without exposing weaknesses? Analysts are split. Some see him as a chess piece that, if positioned correctly, could dominate in sub-packages and on-run defense. Others warn that Dallas may have to design plays and schemes around him, which is a risky move for a third-round investment. Can a rookie like Perkins handle the mental and physical demands of a hybrid role right away? Or will he struggle, becoming a flash of brilliance in occasional plays, but failing to influence games consistently? The pressure is high because the Cowboys are looking for immediate contributions. They don't have the luxury of slow development with a pick this high. Fans have already taken to social media, debating whether Perkins is a steal or a gamble. Some believe he could be the defensive breakout star of the year, someone who changes the way offenses approach Dallas. Others argue the Cowboys might be overthinking, risking cohesion for potential upside. Every coach, scout, and commentator has an opinion, and the tension is real. If the Cowboys get this wrong, Perkins could be labeled a wasted pick before he even steps on the field. But if they get it right, he could redefine their defense overnight. The Cowboys' pick of Dennis Sutton in the 3rd round immediately raised eyebrows across the league. A defensive end with prototypical size and length, Sutton isn't the flashiest player on tape, but his potential impact is undeniable. At 6'6" and 256 pounds with 33.5-inch arms, he has the frame to disrupt pockets and chase down quarterbacks from the edge. Analysts note his athleticism is solid. He ran a 4.63 40 and flashes bursts of speed that could make him a nightmare in sub-package situations. But Sutton comes with questions. His production last year was stagnant, and he's not the youngest prospect in the class, turning 23 while many of his peers are just 20 or 21. That age difference may seem minor, but in terms of long-term upside and development, it matters. The intrigue lies in his style of play. Sutton isn't a one-dimensional pass rusher, but he's not elite in coverage either. He's the type of player who thrives when put in clear, defined roles, attacking downhill, using his length to collapse the pocket, and taking advantage of mismatches against slower linemen. The Cowboys are hoping he can be that disruptive force in rotation, a situational player who can swing momentum and provide a spark off the bench. Yet, skeptics warn that without proper coaching and defensive planning, Sutton could end up underutilized, his physical tools wasted in schemes that don't play to his strengths. Social media is already buzzing with debate. Some fans see Sutton as a steal, a player who could quietly become a difference maker by season's end. Others worry he's a tweener, a player with potential but limited versatility. The key question for Dallas is simple. Can they maximize Sutton's athletic gifts while managing his limitations? If they can, he could be a cornerstone of their pass rush rotation. If not, he risks fading into the background of a stacked defensive front. And while Sutton may not grab headlines immediately, insiders suggest one play could turn him into the Cowboys' secret weapon, if he's used right. The Cowboys' offense faced a quiet storm in the later rounds of the 2026 draft, beginning with the selection of tight end Josh Quavis in the 5th round. Quavis isn't a household name, but he brings a mix of potential and uncertainty that has analysts debating fiercely. At Alabama, he served mostly as a check-down option, showing flashes of run-blocking ability and athleticism, but never consistently dominating games. For Dallas, the hope is that he can step into a rotational role, providing short-yardage security, blocking support, and occasional flashes of playmaking in the red zone. Yet the question lingers. Is he a 5th-round steal or a gamble too far? With tight end depth already in flux, any misstep here could leave the Cowboys thin at a position increasingly vital in modern NFL schemes. Just as intriguing is the running back pick, Jam Miller, also taken in the 5th round. Nicknamed Jammed Up Miller, after a tough year behind a struggling Alabama offensive line, Miller's draft profile is a roller coaster of promise and caution. He shows explosive speed, vision, and the ability to break tackles, but efficiency dropped year over year, leaving scouts unconvinced that he's a clear upgrade over existing Cowboys backs like Javonte and Jaden Blue. Selecting Miller feels like a high-risk, moderate-reward maneuver. If he adapts to the pro game, he could add depth and spark to the backfield. If not, he risks becoming another missed pick in a critical rotation spot. What makes this offensive strategy dramatic is the sheer unpredictability. Quavis and Miller are both late-round picks, yet their roles could define key moments for Dallas this season. Will the Cowboys' coaching staff maximize their potential, or will these selections expose holes in a team already chasing balance between offensive firepower and defensive solidity? Analysts and fans are split. Social media threads are buzzing with speculation. Some see two hidden gems who could quietly steal games. Others warn that these picks may simply highlight the Cowboys' lack of offensive certainty. And if either Quavis or Miller steps up early, one surprising game could rewrite the narrative for Dallas' entire offense, and nobody will see it coming. Dallas' quarterback room has been a constant source of drama, and this draft did little to settle the questions. Cade Klubnik, once a player with first-round buzz, slipped into the later rounds, leaving fans scratching their heads. At Texas, Klubnik showed flashes of brilliance, a strong arm, good mobility, and the ability to make throws under pressure. But last season was rough. Observers point to inconsistency, moments where his decision-making faltered, and signs that his athletic upside may have plateaued. The Cowboys already signed Sam Howell, and with Milton and Klubnik in the mix, questions about playing time, development, and long-term potential are unavoidable. Analysts debate whether investing a pick here was a move for depth or an unnecessary gamble in a crowded position group. Then there's Chase Roberts, the 7th-round pick out of BYU. Roberts isn't expected to start immediately, but he brings size, arm strength, and special teams potential that could make him valuable. At 6'3" and 209 pounds, he has the prototypical frame, while his three-cone drill and agility numbers suggest he can maneuver effectively in pro-style offenses. Yet his shuttle times were underwhelming, and production last year was stagnant, leaving scouts uncertain about his readiness for NFL speed. Roberts could carve out a niche role, but the bigger question looms: will he ever compete for a starting job, or is he simply insurance against injuries and depth concerns? For fans and analysts alike, the drama is palpable. The quarterback debate isn't just about who can start, it's about roster strategy, draft value, and timing. Some believe Klubnik could rise quickly if given the right coaching and opportunities, while others see Roberts as a sleeper who could quietly become a reliable backup. Either way, the Cowboys' quarterback room remains a focal point for discussion, speculation, and tension heading into the season. Every practice, preseason snap, and coaching decision will be scrutinized. And if one of these quarterbacks suddenly flashes like no one expected, it could turn Dallas' entire offensive outlook upside down faster than anyone can predict. The final rounds of the Cowboys' 2026 draft were a mix of calculated gambles and potential sleepers, and that's where things get really interesting. While first-round stars grab headlines, it's the late-round picks that can quietly reshape a roster if they hit. Enter Chase Roberts, Cade Klubnik's understudy, and other lesser-known names who may fly under the radar but could define key moments in Dallas' season. In the 7th round, Roberts was selected out of BYU, a player whose production last year was stagnant but whose size, 6'3" frame, and athletic testing numbers suggest hidden potential. His three-cone time was impressive, and he possesses mobility that could make him a weapon in special packages. But the flip side is that his shuttle and short burst speed weren't elite, leaving scouts questioning whether he can consistently keep up with NFL defenders. For the Cowboys, he represents a calculated depth pick. Someone who can contribute on special teams immediately while slowly developing into a reliable offensive option. Other late-round selections, like lesser-known wide receivers or rotational defensive pieces, share a similar narrative: raw tools, flashes of talent, but a need for guidance and opportunity. Analysts note that these players often carry less pressure than first- or second-round picks, which can be an advantage. If given the right coaching, a supportive scheme, and time to acclimate, a 7th-rounder can outplay expectations and become a vital contributor, sometimes even a Pro Bowl caliber player. The Cowboys' staff is clearly banking on development, hoping that a combination of coaching, practice, and situational usage will turn these under-the-radar picks into difference-makers. Fans have mixed feelings. Some view late-round picks as minor footnotes, barely worth discussion until they prove themselves. Others argue that hidden gems like Roberts and comparable selections can swing games and give Dallas a strategic edge, especially in a league where depth often separates playoff contenders from pretenders. Social media buzz reflects the uncertainty. Threads debating who has the highest ceiling, who might be the next breakout star, and who risks fading quietly into the roster. Every pick carries speculation, and in the late rounds, the margin between success and obscurity is razor-thin. And if just one of these sleepers surprises, whether Roberts, a rotational defender, or a forgotten offensive piece, it could quietly change the Cowboys' season before anyone even realizes it. After 7 rounds, the Cowboys' 2026 draft leaves more questions than answers, but also sparks intriguing possibilities. From the first-round cornerback splash to late-round developmental picks, Dallas clearly balanced immediate needs with long-term upside. The defensive selections, Gerard McCoy, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Harold Perkins, and Dennis Sutton, signal a commitment to speed, versatility, and disruptive potential. Yet each comes with uncertainty. Injuries, scheme fit, and questions about coverage or consistency could limit impact if not managed correctly. The Cowboys are banking on coaching and a clear vision for how to deploy these pieces to maximize their strengths. On offense, the strategy was equally calculated, though more speculative. Tight end Josh Quavis and running back Jam Miller carry flashes of skill but also cautionary signs. Quavis could be a reliable checkdown and blocking option, but whether he develops into a consistent weapon remains unproven. Miller's explosive plays show promise, yet his efficiency struggles raise doubts about immediate value. Meanwhile, quarterbacks Cade Klubnik and Chase Roberts highlight the ongoing drama in Dallas' most scrutinized position group. Klubnik's arm and mobility are undeniable, but consistency issues linger, while Roberts could become a special teams contributor and hidden gem if the coaching staff nurtures his development. The late-round picks, often overlooked by casual fans, could quietly define the Cowboys' season. Special teams contributors, rotational defenders, and developmental players have the potential to swing critical games in unexpected ways. History shows that 7th-round sleepers and under-the-radar selections can emerge as vital cogs, and Dallas seems willing to take that calculated risk. Each pick reflects a philosophy: build depth, address multiple roles, and hope coaching and development convert potential into production. Fan reactions are split. Some celebrate the versatility and athletic upside, seeing long-term potential that could give Dallas an edge. Others worry about the lack of certainty, too many what-ifs and developmental gambles in a team trying to compete immediately. Social media, analyst debates, and draft boards will continue to dissect these selections for months, highlighting both the promise and the risk embedded in Dallas' strategy. Ultimately, this draft is less about immediate stars and more about carefully stacking the roster with high-upside, position-flexible players who could surprise when it matters most. The Cowboys are playing the long game, betting that a few key contributors, especially the sleepers and developmental prospects, could turn the season around unexpectedly. And if just one of these picks hits the ground running, one breakout performance could rewrite Dallas' story this year, leaving everyone who doubted them stunned.